Hello and welcome to our short course virtual parent meeting. Hopefully, everybody will have an opportunity to get acclimated back into the swimming schedule as school's just started and kind of turns things upside down. I know that's happened for me at home. My youngest is just started kindergarten, so there's a level of just getting adjusted from that summer schedule to the fall. But just as we kind of said, we're really excited to get our season started. And this year, we're going to be doing our parent meeting over virtually here on YouTube, and everybody will be able to watch it at their convenience. So we've got a lot of good information here to share with everybody. So be sure to reach out if you guys have any questions and enjoy the items that we have here to share with you. So we want to welcome everybody back, as we said, to the season. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mike Kavanaugh. I'm the senior head coach of the Lifetime Michigan swim team and also the head site coach for our location here at Troy. As you guys will see, we have some new names on our coaching as our assistant coaches. So we have Coach Garrett, who will be our primarily our Dev 1 and our copper coach. Coach Matt Parham, who's our lead bronze coach, Coach Ben Miller, who leads our silver, and Coach Jonas Cantrell, who leads our developmental two. And everybody should see also Coach Noah around too. We've had the opportunity, a few of our coaches have had the opportunity to lead another site within Lifetime, and we're really excited to see them continue to grow and continue their own personal journey in coaching. So as always, we'd like to have, a season model. And actually, this is the same model that we had in our long course seasons. So that motto is never limit, always shoot high. We love our athletes to be able to really have a big dream and want to continue to chase that dream as they're progressing. And it always starts from just when you're very, very little and continuing to see that as our athletes are growing. So we'd like to kind of from season to season see you reflect where we've been and also kind of where we're going. So those of you who've been with the program now for a couple of years, and will be able to see now here something a little bit some familiarity. So back in 2020 when we first started, there were 7 swimmers in the whole team at our site. Now we're a little bit over 110. So as we're continuing to grow, we're looking for higher performance, especially out of our developing athletes. This past year, we had our first short course sectional and long course sectional attendee, and that was something really massively big and important for the program. But we're only warming up and just kind of getting started. So our goal is to be big. So to be big, we must act big. Any of you know the programs here kind of listed below. They've had a personal influence for me, especially as I've been a coach. So my biggest one is probably going to be bowl swimming down in the Jacksonville, Florida area, nation's capital, SwimMac, our sister site in across the country here at Lifetime Metro, Carmel, and Sandpipers of Nevada. All these programs are really, really big. They have a very high pedigree and prestige to them. And that's really also the direction that we want to be able to go with our program as well. As we are transitioning to a couple just housekeeping items that doesn't have to really necessarily to do with the team. However, we just want to make sure that everybody's aware of a few things. So new at Lifetime Troy this year is we have a cold plunge pool. So one of our hot tub spas was converted to a cold plunge. And just for a couple of things, we want to make sure that we remember we're guests of our facility, and we don't want to kind of treat it like sometimes it's your own home. And kind of what I mean by that, so like there's certain just etiquette and rules we want to make sure that we're following. So the spa area, so this is for both our cold plunge and hot tub, is going to be for 12 and older participants only. And we don't want to treat it like a water park. So kind of what we mean by like that, we don't want to be jumping like over the wall or kind of just like dip my toes and then run away to go then, into the hot tub. We just there's an etiquette that we just want to make sure that we are going to be having and a little bit of respect to the facility and also to the members that are facility. Locker room etiquette, just we want to make sure we remember that we're not in our own personal bathrooms and we share the space with other members. And just also another thing here is parent pickup. So especially out of our developmental program, you as parents have to be able to come down, drop your swimmer off, and then make sure that that your children are picked up. So we would recommend coming down about 5 minutes before the class ends, and that you'll be able to pick up your child and take them to the locker room facilities and on your way home. As we kind of continue to progress with this, we're going to now look at just what are our parent expectations. So this is a very similar slide. It really hasn't been changed that much. We would like our parents to be supportive. We like them to be involved. We like to come up with solutions, not necessarily just looking at what the problem is. Kind of the analogy that I like to use is that we don't want to just have a bonfire and then throw a bunch of gas on it so that just the flame gets bigger. We want to understand that the problem is going to be present and that we want to be able to come with solutions to those said problems. Process over prizes. Now, our younger swimmers are absolutely going to love those prizes, but we have to make sure we remember that as parents that we are giving either praise or recognition to what that process is, because that process ultimately is going to lead to that prize, or as we like to say, it becomes a byproduct of the the work that is going to be done. So instead of saying to your swimmer, oh great job, you dropped 10 seconds in that race, which absolutely is awesome. Hey, you had a really great kick there, and that really helped you to be able to drop that time. So there's an important distinction there. And just as always, we really nothing will change or outplace just a good old fashioned hard work. So we really like to use the model with our program that work works, and we've been able to kind of see some of our younger athletes really take place with that. So, how can parents be involved? So, those of you who are familiar with us, we do a good number of meets in a year, and this is really to help give your athletes and your children the competitive swim experience that that they need. We like competition. We think it's a real important part of the development of our athletes. So if your swimmer is attending a home meet, our parents are going to be expected to be involved. We don't want to just rely on the same 3 or 4 parents every single meet. We have a big enough base of parents where we'll be able to distribute out the work. And there are areas where you can help in like timing, marshaling, awards. So please just make sure that you guys are keeping awareness for either on emails or a remind link, so that way we can make sure that we are getting our slots filled out. So just make sure that in the future here that you guys will be looking for emails from me about those. And nothing that we do is really requires rocket science or anything like that. So we have a lot of content on our YouTube channel, especially kind of being able to give you guys some background on what a position is so that you'll be able to see it. So, and especially if you click on the Sign Up Genius, it should have that link to that video for you. Where we really need help is going to be with officials. So I'm looking to see if we can get three officials kind of going through that starting process. So those of you who maybe not familiar, there are two type of officials. There's an on deck official, which is a stroke and turn. That's kind of the starting point. And then there's an admin official. The admin official really it takes works behind the scenes and works at the computer, processing the times and making sure that everything is up to the standard. It's a great way to get involved. There's free training from USA Swimming, and it's not really a large, kind of commitment. If you're wanting to learn and wanting to be involved, this is probably one of the best ways to be involved. And we've heard things like, well, I can't be there all the time. Hey, that's great. The bigger base that we have for our officials, it just helps distribute out that workload for the rest of our program. So, you know, both positions are going to have the ability to apprentice, so where you'll be able to kind of learn and get on the job, training, and it's again kind of a great way. Um, I'm also an admin official for the program. I've got to train a couple parents over the years, and it's really awesome to kind of see them just kind of come in and really be able to step in and run a meet with little guidance, and then just kind of check everything over. So here we just have our group schedule. So not much has really changed. If you were not really swimming in this past summer, this will look a little bit different from you. So highlighting the differences here are going to be that we've added a day for our 8 and under developmental one group. And then we've gone now to a block schedule for our developmental one. So there are 3 blocks available. You will pick one block and then stick to that block. So it's not like I can go A here on this day and then B and then C and then maybe back to A. So we have hard number and hard caps that we want to make sure that we're keeping our groups to, so that way that we have a good proper ratios and are delivering a really good experience. And the same thing here is also true for our developmental two. We have a block A and also a block B. Our silver, gold, and seniors have not really had much change to them at all. This is pretty much that same schedule. And then here we have our meet schedule. So this is relatively similar to what we've done in the past. There's a couple of course, from season to season, we're going to have some tweaks. Uh, Actually, just noticed here that this meet was rescheduled to be on 9:20, not 9:13. Excuse me. And then we also have a meet turning around then over at Lifetime Troy Block Party meet. And then we have some meets that we've done in the past. We're not going to do as many in October as we used to do. A special note here, let's get back to our meet schedule. There we go. Here on our back to the pool meet, we will only be kind of sending our younger age group athletes. So that's going to really kind of be like our bronze, our developmental two and developmental one swimmers. Our older athletes we're not sending to this meet. Really just like to jump around today. There we go. We will have a travel meet in Bowling Green. So this is going to actually be for our older athletes only. And this meet's going to be about 2 hours away. And as always, with some of the meets, another new one we're going to be doing is the LCSC Snowball Splash. And then we're not going to really do as many. We're not going to really do as many meets kind of toward the end of the season. So there's going to be a little bit less opportunities than, let's say, in the past, but we've gone pretty heavy at some periods. So we're kind of looking to make sure that we have balance in our schedule and that we are able to really balance training and also, competing. So we would like to kind of see our athletes get your time standards, early in the season, so that way then as we're kind of coming down here toward the end of the season, we're not going to be really chasing getting the cuts for some of these upper level meets. And as always, we'll be making sure that we will be utilizing our email. So just remember, meets are opt out. All of our athletes are going to be committed, to those meets. And then if you're not able to attend, be sure to make sure you are opting out by the date. Here we have an equipment list for our team. Nothing has really changed with that over the years here. So just understand that there's kind of a progressive model. So from here, from our developmental all the way up to our bronze to our silver program, there's going to be equipment building upon one another. So if you were recently moved up, please be sure to take a look at your group's current equipment list and the items that are needed. So group expectations, and this is kind of always a fun one, for us. So how are our swimmers, are they evaluated? So we kind of look at four different things. So we have test sets that we look at, we have training attendance, how often are you coming to practice, your coach's recommendation, and are you meeting the meet requirement? This is something that we have really now kind of really are being tight to with our program. And just remember, anything that you see right here is going to be the minimum. So for developmental one home meet, per season in any USA swimming meet directed by our program. So for our short course, actually, I'm sorry, it'll be 5 home meets and any USA swimming. And then our long course, which we will cover in long course, developmental two, we look for our swimmers to go to all of our home meets and 3 away. And then it's 70, 75, 80, and 90% of the available meets per season. So how do your swimmers grow? They will grow organically through the program. So kind of what we mean by that is going to be, hey, if you're bringing your swimmer 4 to 5 times per week, they're getting a lot of reps versus if you would bring them only once or twice a week. And to say that going once or twice a week is the right or wrong answer, absolutely, we are not saying that at all. What we are saying, though, is there is a level of consistency and correlation to growth the more frequent you are able to be there. So, for whatever that'll mean for you guys as a family unit, just make sure that you are looking to stay as consistent, to your guys' schedule as much as you can. We also offer private lessons. If that's something that you guys are interested in, please reach out to me and I can kind of help to see and coordinate some things. And we also have the ability to do a stroke analysis. This is something that we do offer. We haven't really promoted it, maybe necessarily as hard or as much as we would like to. But basically, we'll take a film do a quick film session with your athlete swimming at like 100 or 200 IM, and then they will get a 5 minute breakdown, a personal breakdown of their stroke. And we kind of really see that it helps athletes to really kind of understand their strokes and where they're at, and also gives them some things to really make sure that they're going to be focused on during their training. Again, if that's something that you're interested in, please be sure to reach out to me about that. Communication. So here we have 4 avenues that we really use. We really our number one is going to be email. I know that that's not always everybody's favorite thing, and there can be a lot of information, especially at this time of the year, coming with communication. But just please make sure you guys are looking at emails for things. We really only send emails out when we have to about things, so we're not like looking to say like, hey, and then leave an email empty. There's usually some content in there that's going to be really important for you guys to be able to have. We also have a Facebook and Instagram account. That's the Lifetime Michigan Swim Team, and that we really also use for swimmer recognition and any sort of announcements. Um, then sometimes you guys will see emails coming from personally from me. And then our Remind app. Our Remind app is awesome. It just sends kind of a quick text message to our members. So if we have a cancellation, generally text message goes through just a little bit quicker than an email would. Communicating with your coaches. So if you guys are looking wanting to kind of get some feedback from your coaches about things, we really recommend trying to do as much as you can through email or doing things after practice. When our coaches are with our during practice, we like the coaches to be with the athletes and very present and engaged with them during that time. So just please kind of be sure that you're aware of this and we're being respectful, because sometimes, when a group has 45 minutes and you have a conversation, sometimes that goes 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. We're looking almost at like 50% of a training group's offering for that day. Uh, if you guys are having any difficulty reaching out to coaches, again, please reach out to me. If you have any questions, please be sure to email me. My email is right here, is mcavanaugh@lt.life. We're really looking forward to having a really great season here with everybody. Please be sure to reach out. I know a couple of meet deadlines have already gone out, so please be sure that you guys are just watching for those. Thanks and have a great rest of your day.